Hey Snacker Stars, it's Brandon from the sAs, Snack Food Appreciation Society, coming at you with Pizza Night. You know what? It's hot as hell outside, but it's cold as crap in here because it's a Frozen Friday edition of Pizza Night. Grocery store style. We'll be right back right after this. Never fear, Pizza Night is here, so grab a can of beer for Friday night. September the 4th, 2015. Call me Portrait of a Bad Cat, eagerly waiting to be flossed. Not much floss happening there. Anyway, guys, taking a look at the Pizza Night wall, you may notice I have not yet put up Barrel Bob's Napoli Pizza menu yet, but I have put up the sushi menu. I'm going to be doing a redesign of the wall very soon, and that's when I will debut some of the newer stuff that I have received. Anyway, tonight's pizza is again, of course, inside the notorious, ridiculously expensive Brandon Sack 5000. And what is this pizza? By the way, it's a Frozen Friday. Pull it out and generic as hell. That's right. There is no brand name on this pizza box. It just says Pizzeria Style, and it's got this fruity looking little logo up here in the corner. That logo is from Giant Food, and they are also known as, I believe, Stop and Shop or something like that up in the Pennsylvania area or something. Part of the Ahold line of grocery stores. This is their brand of pizza. They have two types of this type of pizza. They have Pizzeria Style and Rising Crust. I decided to go with Pizzeria Style, which is a hand-tossed style crust topped with tomato sauce, a blend of mozzarella, Parmesan Romano, and Asiago cheeses, and pepperoni. By the way, there is pepperoni on this pizza, as you see there. Let's go ahead and take a look at the back of the box now. And got a long story on here about the pepperoni pizza. Basically, treat yourself to one of the finest pizzeria-style pizzas in the marketplace. It begins and ends with our distinct recipe, a light and fluffy crust that bakes warm and crispy, layered with a flavorful toppings, smooth sauce, and a generous amount of cheese. Crafted to perfection, wow, finest and perfection. They're really shooting high here. Our Pizzeria Style Pizza is a combination that's hard to beat. Once you taste one, you'll want to try all our delicious varieties and experience all that Pizzeria Style has to offer. Enjoy! Taking a look now at the cooking instructions, a lot of stuff going on there with words and things like that. But they do want us to preheat the oven to 425. Y'all know my oven. It's going to be about 400. Remove all packaging. Place pizza directly onto center rack. Bake for 15 to 17 minutes. Yada, yada, yada. Melted, vary, temperatures, etc. Let's go ahead and get this bad boy out of the box. Alright, there you go. You see that the pepperonis have kind of gone all over the place, and this has indeed started to thaw, so I need to get it in the oven pretty quickly. And the cheese looks kind of odd to me. It looks like little pellets of cheese in a lot of places rather than shredded cheese. That's kind of odd. I wonder how that's going to melt out. Let me go ahead and rearrange these for you real quick before I put it in the oven. One thing I will give them credit for is there's a lot of pepperoni on here, and I'm pretty excited about that once I've rearranged them. And also, if you look really closely, it's also got the little diced up pepperonis as well. So that's cool too. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in the oven, and I'm going to see you guys in, let's say about 9 minutes. I bet you it's going to be 9 minutes. I'll be right back. Alright, Snacker Stars, I am back to take a look at this Giant Food Pizzeria Style Pepperoni Pizza with 4 different cheeses on it. I bet you that it would be about 9 minutes. Well, no, it ended up being more like about 10 minutes, and I think I actually got this bad boy right. You're starting to see just a little bit of darkening or charring around the outside edge there. But otherwise, the crust looks pretty darn good. The pepperonis are starting to curl up a little bit and even maybe darken there and get crispy along the edges. I'm getting a little bit sliced about that. The cheese itself, mostly melted. Some of those little odd looking pellets remain, and I thought that would happen just because they didn't seem like a real melty kind of cheese. That might be the Parmesan cheese going on there. Let me grab my spatula and give you a look at the bottom side. Yeah, pretty good. Looks like it turned out all right. Not too crispy looking or anything like that. Let me go ahead and slice it up and show you the 420 and we'll get on with it. All right, guys, I have sliced it up, and let me go ahead and grab the closest facsimile to the 420 slice. As you can see, it droops a little bit when you pick it up. It's got a little bit of flop to it. Taking a look a little bit closer, seems like it's got a fairly thick, rich looking sauce there. Again, the cheese mostly melted, a little bit, not so much right there, but the crust to me looks about perfect. Alright guys, let me go ahead and get ready to take a bite of this, and I'll tell you more about it and give it a rating right after this on Pizza Night Frozen Friday edition. Alright guys, I'm back. I'm really surprised at the look of this pizza. I'm actually very happy with the way it's turned out in terms of its bake, you know. I was fairly vigilant when I was in there, making sure that I turned it a couple of times and make sure I checked it, you know. I wanted it to be just about right, and I think I got it right this time. Did I fail to mention to you that this pizza was only $3.50 at my local Giant? That's right, $3.50. I almost picked up the Bon Appetit pizza, which is a thin crust pizza. It was a pepperoni and pesto. I still might do that in the future, but you know I'm not big on thin crust, and that was $5. If I get this pizza for $3.99, or $3.50 rather, and it's bigger, I'm going to do that every day of the week. Let me go ahead and pick up this 420 again, and I am going to take a bite of this bad boy and let you know what I think about it. One more bite ought to tell the story. Let me go ahead and chomp on that and let you know. Alright guys, well that pizza is surprisingly tasty. It's got a really zesty thing going on there. Again, I apologize this week if I'm having any audio clipping problems, but that's just something that's happening when I use the tripod lately. It's so weird, I don't know. Anyway, so pizza tastes pretty good. The crust has a very flour-based taste, and almost like it was brushed with flour pretty heavily even after it was cooked, but I know that's not the case. But it does have a very flour taste going on there, even if that's not the right way to say it. The sauce is very thick and zesty. I like it pretty good. The cheese is so-so. I don't really notice that there's 4 cheeses there, maybe 1 or 2. I don't really know. But the cheese is so-so. Not so great, but not so bad. It's there. You know, it's not offensive or anything like that. Not bad at all. Okay. The pepperoni is really good. It's got a spice to it. It's got a nice little kind of texture to it, and a pull and a chew and a snap, almost like a Slim Jim kind of in a way, because it got kind of crispy. All in all, I like this pizza a lot. I think I'm going to go ahead in all tabulations and say for $3.50, how this pizza tastes, what it delivers, I'm giving it a 7/8 thumbs up. Almost perfect. The crust could be a little bit better, the cheese could be a little bit better, but for $3.50, you're not getting too much better of a pizza than this in the freezer aisle at this point. Thanks for watching Pizza Night this week, guys. Be sure to watch all of our videos coming up. We got Snack Briefs on Sunday, which is going to be the collaboration with Berkshire Bacon Lover, as well as Mr. Dirty, and a few other channels to do the amalgamation of basically 2 Bacon McDoubles, 2 McChicken, and some barbecue sauce or something like that, and I forget what it's called exactly, but check that out on Sunday. Next Tuesday, of course, OTR. I might be going on vacation next week, and if that's the case, we'll have some interesting reviews coming up for you. Follow the SAS everywhere on social media. Join us on Facebook by clicking on the link down below. So many of the coolest people in the world in our group, and you should be too. Also, follow me on Twitter at BrandonReichSAS. Use the handy hashtag SnackSociety anytime you're on the Twitter machine and anywhere else on the internet and social media to find out what's happening in the snack world, and also let us know what you're snacking on. Check me out on Instagram as well at the same handle. Other than that, you gotta do the 4 horsemen of YouTube to help us get to 500,000 views. That's right, 500K by New Year's Day, by liking, favoriting, subscribing, and sharing, not necessarily in that order, but also watch. And in the meantime, in between time, I will see you next time. Bye-bye.